product right now is available only in the chat and SMS channels. We are also working on making this product on the voice to text. We are currently deploying sort of a voice to text engine on top of this, so we can also, make this usable through phones. But specifically institutions, I've noticed that they use chat engine or the chat modality of support, quite regularly. And if you're not using it right now, also we can also help you set that up for your institution. And not only, the product can handle those chats, eventually the live agents or your live counselors can also handle those chats. So this is our chat product. We use InContact, which is our chat engine. This is a voice management system or interaction management system. It's a cloud-based system. We've been using it for so many years, very reliant. I'm going to just refresh this session, and the back end of this chat right now is the AI product that I've been talking about. So this is the CCC Online web page where they have also listed down FAQs. So we have basically embedded all of these FAQs, Q&As, which is I think about 30 in number, into this product. And we've also added another set of 50 to 60 questions, which their team has been handling over a period of time, and trained the machine in handling, those inquiries. The machine is also very sort of conversational in nature. So it's not that, it's just throwing standard responses. When somebody's trying to have a conversation, it also tries to understand the intent of the conversation first, and then throws an appropriate response on the chat window. So I'm just going to quickly refresh this chat and show you, how does that work. So this is like a new chat that somebody has launched, like a prospective student, for example. And and this is extremely customizable also. We can customize all of these standard opening, closing messages. We can work with your team and kind of addressing those issues. So this is a welcome message. The first standard question for them, for CCC Online, is, can I have your full name? So I'm just going to very quickly just use some dummy credentials. And while I'm doing that, you can see, the main thing to notice here is the reaction time, right? It's real time. It's kind of throwing the responses within microseconds. So that improves the overall efficiency of handling customer interactions, and also directly improves the customer satisfaction. It's asking me a phone number. So let's test very quickly that does it really recognize a real phone number, or it'll just accept any phone number, because it's also important for you to collect the right information for the end user, just in case you need to follow up or give them a call back, or the information of course has to be retained. So I'm going to throw like a dummy phone number here, just to see if it accepts this number. And there you go. It says, please enter a valid phone number, because the machine recognizes this is not really a valid phone number. It needs to start with an area code. It needs to, have 10 digits specifically to be an appropriate phone number. So I'm just going to add a valid phone number, and let's see if it reacts to that. So the next question idly, this whole flow can be defined by you in terms of information collection. This is the flow that has been defined by CCC Online. Of course, we can customize this flow also. So I'm going to add an email ID here. And then eventually, okay, great. So now that it's collected the key information, the name, the phone number, and the email ID. Now this is, you have to remember, this is for a prospective student as a use case that we're talking about. So it may not have any authentication procedures here, because it's not really throwing up any password information or any key information about their profile within the institution. They're not enrolled yet, right? So it's now basically asking me, how can I help you today? So, like in any live agent, for example. So I'm just going to ask certain specific questions out of this list, and I'm going to kind of reword them also, not just use the same verbiage, because, we should be able to see different variants of that also. So who are my instructors? Is financial aid available? What happens if I enroll, for example? So let me just throw some of the questions there and see if it throws appropriate responses and in real time. that's my first question that I've thrown, and I'm just waiting for a quick response. And there you go. It throws an appropriate response and also provides additional URL or links for additional information. And let's look at another question. How do I access the online class? That's it. And is financial. So I saw one of the questions: is financial aid available? Let's also look at an example of rewording. Is financial assistance available? Okay, I think that was a response here too. So let's verify. There you go. That's it. And do I need special software for attending these classes, or how do I re-enroll? Do I need a webcam? So, I mean, this kind of shows you that any questions that I'm asking as a prospective student is able to throw an appropriate answer. I mean, I'm going to be transparent. It may not be perfect when it starts, because eventually it's also kind of a learning experience for the product also to learn from conversations it's going to have. And I'm just going to become a little bit conversational just to see, so I can feel if I'm talking to a human or to a product or a machine, so to speak. Thank you for your help. Okay, there you see a nice response. Okay, I mean, you can see that I on purpose didn't write the word good properly. So it's kind of asking me to rephrase, and it didn't understand the question. You are really good. There you go. It shows an appropriate response. So bye. And the good thing is it's going to automatically also end the chat and the conversation eventually. Once it also gets like a closure message on the chat, you will notice that right now. So it said, have a great rest of the day, bye. And it ended the chat automatically. Now, another advantage of this is now you have somebody on the front line handling these chats, throwing appropriate responses. Now, how do you record this information and also make sure that you're analyzing this information on a regular basis for improvements to customer responses and customer satisfaction? So we have also done an API integration between InContact and our ITSM tool that we use, which is called Salesforce. I'm sure all of you are familiar with Salesforce. And it basically records every single interaction in form of a ticket in Salesforce and basically copies the whole chat transcript into a ticket. So you're able to analyze, you're able to create analytics and reports and figuring out if you're, the product is basically throwing appropriate responses on the chat panel or not. It also has the capability of transferring this chat to a live agent just in case. So we built a logic that if there are 2 or 3 questions in a row it's not able to answer, it's going to auto-realize that, okay, I'm not able to kind of help further. It's going to automatically throw a ticket number, which is generated in the backend through the API integration with Salesforce, and it's going to ask the person or the student to hold while it also transfers the chat to a live person. So that capability has already been developed in this. So let's quickly see what was recorded in the ticket. So this was the record that I entered. I'm going to just refresh the page, and let's see if it has created a ticket. So this is the latest ticket. This is what has been created in Salesforce. And of course, in Salesforce also, everything is extremely customizable. We can change the workflows. We can make changes to the way what you want it to look, for example. And it has recorded the description it collected in the beginning. It also has recorded the questions that it was not able to answer. So, for example, I typed one of the questions as you were too good, and it was missing the D. It has also recorded that. So, because this helps us to train the tool further in picking up the unanswered queries and training it further. And here is the whole transcript of the chat that it had with the prospective student. And this ticket routing can be defined by category, type, and item. Right now, we've just defined it as documentation internal request, and by default, it's as close successful. We can also change this whole workflow as a default, where the ticket can automatically be escalated or can be sent into a dashboard for information. So this is all customizable. So I thought it would be nice for me to show you the real-time demo rather than showing you some slides. Of course, there's a real-time value proposition also of the product. I'm going to just go back